Hello, I'm Anne Van Fossen with the Classical Learning Resource Center, and I am here with Michael Kopf, who is one of our Greek and Latin instructors. First question I want to ask you, Michael, just tell us a little bit about your academic journey, how you got interested in the classics, where you've been, sort of your educational background.
I was lucky enough to have had 8 years of English, 6 years of Latin, and 4 years of French already in school. And so after graduating from high school, which was in Austria, I was born and raised in Austria, and I've now resettled in Austria. It was clear for me that I was going to go to the humanities. With language sciences, I always say, if you're a Latinist or a Hellenist, you can read any kind of literature or any kind of written text as long as it's in the language. So I can read history or poetry or philosophy or even cookbooks as long as they are written in Latin or Greek, and that's a great thing, I think.
You mentioned to me once, Michael, that you consider Latin and Greek to be the foundation of education. Not a common view, one that I share, but not a common view these days. And I'm wondering if you would expand on that a little more. Why? How does that play itself out?
I was lucky enough to have had Latin teachers who showed me already in my teenage years that in Latin we're really doing everything, because we are reading texts about the theory of state, about society and the individual, and about happiness and crisis and romance, of course, and war and peace, and basically everything that we can, any fundamental topic, I would say, that we are concerned with as human beings is found in the texts that are relevant to the fields of Latin and Greek. And I think this is one important aspect, that Latin and Greek does not mean a language is not restricted to the grammar and the vocabulary. It's some people call it ancient studies, or many people call it classical philology. And philology is the study of, yes, the language and the extant texts, but then also everything around these texts. So we're studying the ancient cultures, and we're studying the way that people used to live, and we're studying what the intended audience of this text could have looked like. And we're also studying, and this is, I think, really crucial, we're also considering the history of reception of the text. And now, if you open this barrel, it is clear that you're not only studying, I don't know, Athens in the 5th century BC, you're also studying the French Revolution, and you're also studying 19th century nationalism, and you're also studying, I don't know, the theories of state that were thrown around basically through all of history. I think when you acquire a new language, you have to alter your mind very fundamentally, because you even have to some extent give up even the basic terms that your mother tongue usually so readily provides you with. The goal, I would say, is that you finally, once you reach a certain level with a second language, is that you learn to break free from the confines of your own mother tongue, and that you understand, for example, that what a synonym is, or what an antonym is, or what it means to phrase one and the same thing in two different ways, or that you can abstract the contents basically from the form. And the more freedom, I would say, you gain in playing with these forms and with the contents, the freer I think you are in your own thoughts, and the better I think you can understand not only yourself, because our thoughts mostly work in language, I would say. So you can understand your own thoughts better. You can understand the different written texts that are relevant to you much better. You can understand, of course, uh, what the media puts out every day is mostly in language, so you can understand these everyday political things better. But I think, crucially, you are also in a position to have greater empathy for other people, especially when they come from other cultures, or if they have other native languages, other backgrounds. If you know how languages work in even the most basic form, and you are in a better position to empathize. So, for me, as a teacher of languages, it is a major goal for me to broaden my students' horizons and to open their minds in such a way that they can have greater empathy with their fellow human beings.